What's up, YouTube? Man, it's your boy Game. Man, back with another video. In this video, I'm gonna be just talking to y'all about game and how to get better on the phone. OTP with the women, man. At the end of the day, there's so many things you could say. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what one of them paradoxical things, man. When there's so many things you could say, what do you say? Um, an average guy doesn't even feel like there's a lot of things to say. So, I mean, there's so like again, this is again, man. I'm into I guess the psychology, the way the brain works naturally. I mean, me personally, I feel like I don't live different lives. I don't been in different minds, but in the same body over the last 10 years. Um, but I never quite got to delve deep into the inner workings of like in the structures of conversation. Even though I do got some game, I'm not gonna lie to you, I got some game in terms of like I've never really been on like okay. So there was a point in my time I'd be on the phone with a chick, and I knew I didn't really know what to say. I guess it was a comfort thing. Like certain chicks I'd be more comfortable with. Um, But then there's been many times in my life where I'm actually super comfortable and I'm actually leading the conversation like it's nothing. So that puts me in this very, very gray area. Like, dang, like, am I good at this skill? Am I bad at this skill? And now here I am as a dating coach learning the ins and outs of communication skills. And I just wanted to drop off to y'all a couple of tips because I just created something, for myself. I go by Game Like Will, so I go by GLW, and basically, I created like a DJ analogy. Like this, I guess this product that I'm working on is like a DJ vinyl. Um, and the reason and the way I came up with remember, this is for conversation with women. This is whether you can use this in person, you can use this on a date, you can use this OTP, right? You can use it on Snapchat. You can use it on any of these medias. You can use it on the Facebook. I mean, you can use it on the FaceTime. And basically, y'all know I'm into NLP, which is neuro linguistic programming, and that is my interpretation of it and the way I'm using it is if you're going to be a player, right, and you're going to talk to women, right, the best way to talk to anybody is to get them to focus on themselves. I know y'all probably are familiar with the good old saying, women love talking about themselves, or maybe people love talking about themselves, right? Um, when you talk to women, fellas, you really want to get them into a state where they lose time, where they're in the present moment, where they feel like they're in the present moment and they feel like this guy is magical. Um, Not to say you're some type of voodoo priest or some shit, but it's magic code for them. It's not like you're doing magic, but it feels like that. It feels like magic. It's special. It feels special. That's the word I'm looking for. It feels very special. The average guy is not good with his words. The average guy doesn't tell great stories. The average guy is not good at um, visual, like creating visual with his storytelling, right? Auditory with his storytelling, and feeling like um, when I went on this trip, my grandfather pressed his hand on my arm and said, "Grandson, this has been a great trip," and the weight of his hand felt like uh, uh, whatever. You're describing it, right, and it's like, damn, well, I feel like I was there with him. You know what I'm saying? Or say you're talking. It's easy. See, when you got the skill of conversation, it's so easy to turn a corner real quick in the conversation and then make it sexual, or turn a corner and make it freaky, or turn a corner and make it seductive. Because that's why I like NLP, which is a form of seduction, because it's the to me it's the foundation. It's where everything else could bloom from easily. if I was to talk just freaky for no reason, it's like, okay, he just want to fuck. But seduction is the only, in my opinion, the only flirting and seduction. Seduce and flirt is the only two, and banter is they all have a similar, above the waist type of game. Like you could do this at school to a teacher. You can flirt with your friends. Like, I mean, not flirt, but like banter. You know what I'm saying? Banter, like tease. And I say that to say like it's universal in that way. And basically, I created something called the GL Dub Vinyl, DJ Vinyl, and that's what I'm gonna be using. In every conversation, because I made this kind of oath to myself like 2 months ago, and I started getting, in my opinion, a little better with women because I said to myself, I'm not really gonna waste no more words. Like I'm not gonna open my mouth unless I'm using NLP, because most guys, it ain't the fact that you wasting time. It ain't the fact that you know, a woman can't waste a man's time. Like we're pushing that narrative out here, and it's true. A lot of guys allow women to waste their time because guys don't know how valuable their time is. That's what it really is. But a woman really can't waste your time, because as a man, we have so much power. We have power that we don't know we have. Put it like that. Like, that what is that folklore? Like a man doesn't know his own strength. Like that, one of them things is that's happening on Earth, and we have power. And I mean, it's a thin line when you choose from reaction, from fear, like, oh, I'm not gonna waste my time ever again with these bitches. No, that's too harsh. And I agree with it. I'm not gonna do it, but I'm saying, like, instead of pulling away out of fear and anger, a real man could lean in, or whatever. He's flexible with his social game. He's flexible. He's not scared that someone's gonna waste his time, because he's not gonna let nobody waste his time. And that's why I said, to me, I said, I'm not gonna run from bitches. I'm just gonna use, and every time I talk, I'm gonna talk in a way in which the woman is naturally seduced. Because a lot of guys think like, oh, I'm in the friend zone. Like, what is a friend zone? I had some female friends when I was in 6th grade, 5th grade, in middle school. But in reality, like, they're never your friends, because being someone's friend is always just what you call it? It's a default. You default to that. Everyone in school call each other friends. You default there. And if the potential is to become ops, or go downward, or go up and become something great. And everything on earth is potential for either dark or light. So, why be scared to have females that's cool with you? I'm not scared of that. But my whole thing is, because every female friend I ever had, they end up liking me or something, because I tell them, like, you're not going to just be my friend. Trust me. It doesn't work like that. But I'm not trying to seduce them, but they might think I'm running game even right there. But it's not that. It's just my track record into truth. But what I'm saying is, whether that's the truth or fake, it doesn't matter, fellas. I'm saying that your conversation should be seductive and sedative, and it should put people at ease. And the topics. The first rule number one for the GL Dub Vinyl, I thought of a DJ that I went to this hookah lounge, and this DJ was standing up, and he, for the whole night, was just controlling the tempo of the audience, playing different records. And the women, at one point, he was playing old Chris Brown and old Trey songs, and the women were getting turned on, and they to the point where one woman yelled and was like, "What are you trying to do tonight?" Because they got a little, like, not aggravated, but they was like, because the whole night it was just cool vibes, we was vibing. But then when it got towards the end of the night, the nigga was smart enough to play all of the old school shit we grew up on, the freaky shit. the Pretty Ricky, the this, to that. And the women started getting in that mood. And that's what I'm trying to say. My conversation is geared towards those same festivities. And what I'm trying to tell y'all is basic conversation is nothing more than a mere opportunity to turn things into gold, into sex. And the ball is in y'all court. And you got to know how to pivot. That's why I coined the term pivot to direct. Every 3 sentences, you should be saying something that could makes it man to woman, flirty or bantery. I mean, there's nothing wrong with leaning into just saying regular stuff like, look at this black t-shirt. It just got lint on this shit. I need a new mic. I don't know if this mic is good. But everything I say, the whole point I'm trying to make for y'all fellas is that conversation could be made very easy as long as you set it up for her to be induced and seduced into what's happening. Because women love talking about themselves. So the vinyl, the DJ vinyl, wicked, that shit is just a bunch of songs, aka topics. If she says she's into movies or painting, you would ask either a question, you would make either a statement, or you would something that basically gets her to talk about that thing in which she's interested in. Conversation made easy. See, players make conversation easy, not just for her, but for both of us. Why would I make it harder to have a conversation? Simplicity is the key. Because it's not about how complex I'm being, it's about getting her to feel something. And Chris Brown said, I need to feel something. Not for real. She need to feel something, motherfucker. Nah, for real. She needs to feel something. And she's not going to feel nothing if you're not trying to make her feel something. You know what? I want to make her think. I want to make her feel in the present moment. And I want her to turn inward and think about what it felt like when she first touched a paintbrush, and what was it that made her really intrigued by paintbrushing. You could start with something simple like, what's your favorite color? But I want her to feel like I'm interested in her and getting to know her like the good old days. Guys are not how we used to be, man. When we was growing up, back in the good old days, when Plies was on the radio and T-Pain was on the radio, we were really like good with women. Now guys just want to fuck women. Since Chief Keef took over, the guys just want to call them thoughts and fuck them. And women follow our lead. So that's how y'all treating them. Then that's what they worth become, right? I'm not on no feminist shit. I'm just saying, it's an echo chamber type of thing. But if you really, really get them, you talk and see what the fuck she care about and what she thinking about, and really talk and listen. Now you can't do this with people who are like people who are again like destructive in nature. But most women that you go out here, and if you approach 15 women a day, you better be doing this. Because how are you to build any type of relationship if she doesn't feel like she's talking to you? You see what I'm saying? You don't want her to feel like she's talking to you. You just want to get her on a date and then touch her and then see if she follows your lead and then fuck her. Like, I understand that. There's nothing wrong with that process. Me, I want to talk to the bitch. I'm not going to lie. I want to talk to the bitch. Personally. We don't even got to go on a date. You don't even got to pull up. We don't got to fuck. Simp Will in the building. You feel me? Simping Will in the building. But I don't feel a loss when I don't fuck. I don't feel a failure when I don't fuck, because every time I even have a conversation with a chick, that's making me better at talking. And that's really one of the things I value is conversation skill. So I mean, lucky me, right? But like, you gotta kind of want to be good at that because the questions you ask don't gotta be crazy. They just gotta be, if she say this topic and it fly out her mouth, then she's into this topic. Or even if she talk around that topic, some of the first things to fly out of the female mouth while you talking to her will let you know exactly what type of person she is. You just have to be listening and catch it and then ask a question about it. And then once you do that, you just listen. And then maybe ask another question around that one topic, but you're guiding her to go inward. And then she's gonna associate her ability or her ability to express herself with you. Like when I'm around you, I feel like I could just talk, I could be myself, I could just like express myself about certain shit that other people won't even give me no ear about. Um, it's like you building capital with the woman. You're building a certain type of capital. Like I said, gold. You're building gold. You're getting money. It's like money. It's financial, and it's like she's attracted to that guy. She feels a connection. Put it like that. And yeah, you don't gotta go on no date if you really know how to talk. I'll tell you that. But I'm probably about to end this video. If y'all want to know more about the GL Dub vinyl, DJ vinyl, um, I formulated questions and statements that you could just plug and play and text and get your text game better and your phone game better and just plug these shits in and just watch the woman just, you know, uh, just gush out, just talking about shit. Like, bro, I smashed one of the baddest chicks when I was younger, just getting her to just talk of like, I didn't even know how I smashed her. Like, I just got her to talk about herself. It's like, I think she must have been high interest in the first place, but it's like, it's funny because I was doing shit that was advanced already, like without learning any game. Like, I sent her a photo and everything of like me going to church. One morning I was going to church. I sent her a photo of that. Like, I didn't even think like in like dating coaches call that the pickup artists call that demonstrating higher value. Like, but it's funny because I knew it was thorough because like I'm going to church. And it was like, she respected it. Like, damn, this motherfucker really like, and I was like, what, in high school? And it was just like, this nigga is a man doing shit. Like, he not just sitting on his ass playing video games at all. And I remember just getting her to talk about herself, like I'm saying. And she just was gushing shit, just gushing. This was all through text. I ain't even get on the phone with her. And then she ended up pulling up to the crib. We smashed. And then that shit, was alright. But what I'm saying was like, she was some fine shit though. And she still is. I seen her on Facebook the other day. She's still some fine shit. Beautiful eyes, you know what I'm saying? Brown skin. But I'm saying, how did I smash? I forgot where I met her at. But how did I smash? I just was just asking questions and then going deep with her, like kind of about her dreams and shit, like shit that she's interested into. And what I'm trying to tell you is like, when a person is doing that, they're really connected. So a lot of guys, I think what guys have issues with women, they're talking about nothing. And then when a woman even does share information, he's not like a Jedi at like, oh, this is good stuff right here that she's saying. He's not good at like seeing like, this is where I need to butt in and ask another question to deepen that shit. Like, she's not gonna tell me she's into art and I'm not going, you know, exploit that question, that answer, or that information. Like, oh, like, how was it? You know, when did you first start doing that? You know, and that's a simple question to make her think inwardly. Like, damn, how old was I? See, I damn near disappeared. I asked the question and then she had to go inside of her to remember. Damn, I was like 3, and then I played with my first pastel and I drew SpongeBob. And then when she tell me that, I'm take that and I might, you know, listen, but then just think of like, what else can I say to that? Because it's so much that you could say. It's almost unlimited. But how would I, like, am I going to go statement? Am I going to go question with that? And but for the sake of, we're on one thread, but on that thread, for the sake of the continuation, you got to continuate that shit. You know what I'm saying? And the conversation should not last forever, man. I mean, if y'all on the phone all night, cool. But it shouldn't, it don't have to last forever. You know, you just want to touch bases. That's what I'm going to start calling it, fellas. I just want to touch bases. And I love the word touch bases because um you can really touch her through the fucking phone. Not really, but kind of. You know what I'm saying, metaphorically. And so when guys get this part of the game better, I think a lot of guys will stop saying, oh, I gotta spend money and take her to Red Lobster and roof, because you just don't. It's not realistic. You gonna spend $40 on a stranger? Come on now. You rather probably take your mom out than do that. Take your own ass out. But it's just like, that's what I'm saying. So like, if your conversation is weak, then you're gonna have to do all that other shit. That's just how it is. So like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. It's game like motherfucking will. And we'll see you on the next video, man. See ya.